Hey YouTube, so another vent video on my part. I know some of you guys hate me when I do these, but I wasn't going to comment on the story, but if some of you guys have been following the news, there's a young man who recently was caught on Grindr by the name of Matt Moore. Now you're thinking, okay, well he was on Grindr, big deal. The problem is Matt Moore is one of those ex-gay people who actually is using his ex-gay movement as a way to hurt LGBT youth. He actually writes blogs, he goes around and gives speeches, and he's basically an ex-gay activist. And he says that, you as a young LGBT person can not be gay if you love God enough. So if you're a good enough gay or a good enough person who actually is good with God, you can suppress your homosexual feelings and basically be straight. Now, Matt Moore has been running around blogging and working really hard to make it difficult for LGBT youth. And he recently has been caught on Grindr cruising people for sex. So the LGBT community has called out this guy, and they've basically been raking him over the coals for the last week. So I really didn't feel the need to basically comment on this story, because I feel like, it's pretty much been talked about everywhere. Until I logged into Facebook today. And then I see people who I really admire and respect, like Randy Roberts Potts, defending this guy and attacking LGBT activists for their lack of compassion. Now that really pisses me off, Randy, because part of the reason it pisses me off is because this guy is still pretending to be ex-gay. He has acknowledged that he had some weakness and went on Grindr. He's still actively hurting LGBT people. And by you using your influence and your words to actually justify compassion for this guy and attacking LGBT activists, I have other followers that I've seen repost your blog, repost your opinion, and they're attacking LGBT activists. One of these people is a woman by the name of Bonnie, who's actually a very good mother. She has a young man, a son by the name of Q, who I've become pretty close with, who have actually let stay with us, who I've taken on a couple of our gay camping trips. And he's a really cool young man. He reached out to us when he was 16 years old, and because he found our channel, and he needed some positive role models when it came to LGBT people. And luckily, Bonnie, she was dealing with the fact that her son was gay, and actually reached out to me, and we had some really good conversations, and we've become pretty good friends. Now, she is using Randy Roberts Potts' words to basically repost his story and attack LGBT activists, and have compassion for this young man who was basically caught on Grindr. And it pisses me off to no end, because this guy is still continuing to work to hurt young LGBT youth. It's not just that he wants to be straight or live in the closet. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with this young man either being ex-gay, living in the closet, suppressing his homosexuality, but when he uses his words and his opinions and his ideas to hurt other LGBT youth, people like Bonnie have been great parents. When their kid came out to them, they looked for resources. They actually helped their son have a positive coming out experience. Most parents, not a lot of parents, are like that. As you guys know, many parents in this country, when their kids come out to them, see it as some type of a disease, as a mental or sociological disorder, and they actually look to find their kids help. So they put their kids in these ex-gay therapies. They get therapists to basically try to tell their kids that they can be straight with God's love. And just like Michael Moore, they use people like Michael Moore as examples to their kids on how they cannot, how they can be straight with God's love and with their family's love. And sadly, that ends a lot of times in suicide. Young gay people who cannot deal with the fact that their family and their God are rejecting them end up committing suicide. As you guys know, when I came out to my father, he disowned me. He was a super religious, conservative Catholic, and, part of the reason I tried to commit suicide twice as a young man was because of that rejection. I felt like being gay meant giving up family, God, community, friendships, relationships. I didn't realize that I could have all those things and still be gay. So when people like Randy Roberts Potts and Bonnie stand up for this guy who is not saying he's sorry for being on Grindr, he's saying he hurt God. He has not, basically come out and said he's still not ex-gay, that he's still fighting with his demons. He has not come out and said, hey, I'm sorry, what I did was wrong, and I need forgiveness. He is still doing the work that he did before he got caught on Grindr. And there comes a time when you have to call people out for their shit. When you can't excuse people's words and actions, you have to put it, you have to put it out there and let other people know that this guy's therapy, being ex-gay, is bullshit. Brian right now is at therapy. He's at his counselor's appointment, and he goes to therapy because he still deals with his demons. He deals with the demons that his family and his God has instilled in him. Brian, you know, is a very good, sweet, loving person. He's probably one of the nicest people on the planet and still has dark demons based off of his religion, his parents, and his family. And the concept that being gay is somehow sick, dirty, and bad. That's not a healthy way to be. And when people like Randy Roberts Potts and Bonnie, who is a great mother, stand up for people like this guy, it's just, you know, it's really sad. And I think we need to rethink about what we're trying to do here. Okay, talk to you later, YouTube.